Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today I'm going to be talking about some card making products that I probably won't be buying anymore. And it's not necessarily because the products are bad, it's just because I don't use them. This video is not a reflection on the companies of the items that I have. I just want you guys to note that. And it's not necessarily going to be everyone's opinion. It's just my opinion on what I won't be buying anymore. So yeah, let's just get to it. I'm gonna start with um, pastes, glitter pastes. This one actually I bought a few years ago. It's brand new. I haven't even opened it yet. I did have another one opened that got dried out. Um, and this one, to be honest, is probably, even though it's sealed, it's probably dry too. Let's see. Now that I'm opening, I'm gonna have to. Oh wow, that is interesting. I'm just gonna. Actually, it's not too bad. It's still in good shape. Um, so maybe I might attempt it. I am not a paste person though. I bought this because you see all the videos that other YouTubers do, and you get all excited about a product, and you're like, oh, I want to try that, and then you get it, and you're like, this is not for me. That was me with paste. I find them messy. I'm now gonna have to clean this up. I'm just gonna wipe it off for now. But yeah, I don't think I'll be buying these pastes anymore. Again, it's not. There's nothing wrong with the Gina K one. When I tried it, were fairly smooth. It's a very messy thing that I don't like to do on my cards. I'm very impatient when it comes to things drying and whatnot. So there's this. This one I have, I think it came free in one of those packs I bought, maybe with the Simon Says one. Crackle paste. I might try using this one, but again, it pastes, so it's going to be messy. I noticed that there's a bit of a glitter to it too. It's called Icicle, so maybe that's why I had just assumed that this was like clear. It still looks like it's like running fairly well, so I might try it. We'll see. But again, I think this one came free, so I didn't purchase it, but not something that I would purchase going forward. Same with these Pop of Color. Again, these are great products. I just don't like waiting for things to dry on my cards. And I might make a bunch of these. Sorry, I'm just like looking outside randomly and it's raining. It hasn't rained here in forever. It's extremely hot and our grass needs it. It looks very dead outside right now. So, side note, it's raining here in Toronto on Tuesday, August the 12th. And it's a good thing. Anyway. So yeah, so I might try to make my own enamel dots out of these. I think I've seen it done on wax paper. You can kind of like put them all out, let them dry, and then you can like peel and glue them on. So I might try doing that with these, but I don't think I'll be buying them again in the future. I would rather have gems or sequins or something to glue onto a card, and you can get them in sparkly ones as well. I think the black ones were what I really wanted. And like these ones are clear with iridescent glitter, but again, a lot of clear products aren't actually clear. They're a bit on the yellow side, which I don't love. Um, it works for some cards, but not all cards, depending on your color scheme. So I, again, would probably try to avoid this kind of thing. Um, These I bought from scrapbook.com. I obviously have some stuff thrown in here, but they mostly just take up space on my desk. Again, this is just my opinion. I don't use them that often. I just throw things in here to get them out of my way most of the time. And this was a set of 2 and 2. The other one is actually under my marker stand over off camera here, just to raise it up off my desk because I did buy a different one. The other one I had, the markers went in on an angle, but with the Olo markers, that is not the ideal way to store those. You want them to be flat because of the way the ink barrels work, especially if you have markers attached together so that one faces one way, one faces the other way. Because when you face them downwards on an angle, all the ink in the bottom one is going into the nib and not staying in, like it stays in the barrel, but like it just oversaturates the nib and it just makes it for a mess. So it's better to store Olo markers flat. So I bought a new marker storage unit for that, and it sits fairly flat on the desk. So I have this mat, and it's a little bit off my desk, obviously, because of the thickness of it. So I wanted the markers to be propped up above that as well. So I'm actually using one of these for a stand. It is good if you're doing a bunch of die cuts and you have shelf space maybe to put these off to the side when you're not using them. But otherwise, I don't find them that handy. And if anything, I can just put pre-cut pieces into Ziploc bags and store them that way. It's a much flatter system and something I can kind of like store like in a Ziploc bag upwards in one of my bins or something. So I won't be getting those again. And I would probably do those, either give them away or donate them. I'm not sure yet. Um, you can probably see how dusty this is. I bought this over a year ago because I keep seeing Christina Warner videos where she's watercoloring on black, and I'm like, oh, they look beautiful, so I'm gonna get it, and I haven't used it. I want to use it, but I haven't used it, and I might get around to it for the Christmas series because I do want to do a few with some of the actually the gouache that will come up in this video a little bit later. But yeah, so I have, how many sheets are in this package? 15. There's 15 sheets. I don't need any more than 15 sheets. I probably won't even use that many anytime soon, so I'm not going to be buying any more watercolor paper. I actually don't do a lot of watercolor, which kind of brings me into my next products because I've bought the markers. These are the Arteza ones, and this is as far as I've gotten with them. I swatched them. That's it. Haven't used them yet. They're beautiful colors. They're great product. Like, they blend nicely and everything. There's a few colors that don't blend out as nicely, but that could have just been my timing between marker and adding water, because I kind of just scribbled a bit of marker and then brought it down with the water to create the ombre effect, just so that you could see this different shades you get out of it. For some reason, there's a bit of like glitter dust on here or something. But yeah, the colors are great. I just don't do a lot of watercolor. It's, again, a time thing where I don't like to wait in between layers, and drying them sometimes warps the paper. So, I might try using these soon, but I might also donate or get rid of these somehow. We'll see. I don't know. Because I also have these water that I bought in tubes, and I thought I was going to use them, and I ended up putting them all into little pans, and the pans just dried up and crumbled out. I don't know if there's a trick to adding these types of paints to pans. Like, do I have to add a little bit of water to it? If anybody knows, let me know. But yeah, so these, I put them into those little like half pans. I had a whole tin of them, and I wanted them just to be like dried out, so I could just add water like you would on a normal palette for watercolor, because these are just like liquid watercolor in tubes, just with like a thicker consistency. These are gonna last me a lifetime, so I don't really need both of these products. This is a little bit easier because it comes pre-mixed ink colors, and they're in marker form, but I don't know how long they're gonna last. But again, I don't use them, so we'll see. But anyway, if anybody has any tips or tricks on getting these into pans, like, do I have to add water to them or something? I don't know. Like, when I filled up the pans, closed the lid, let them dry, and then when I went to go and use them, they had all like big cracks down the center, and if you drop them or like kind of like rolled out of the tin or whatever, then they just kind of like dried ink everywhere. So I have those. And I also bought the metallic gouaches, which were to be used with this black paper, because I saw an awesome video from, again, I think it was Christina Warner, where she was just painting with like uh, metallic gouaches on black paper. Again, I will give this a try, but like, I've had this maybe a year or two, And again, like I did it the same thing with these. Or no, I put them into pans and I thought that they would like stay good because of the container they were in, but they again just they cracked. So these ones are obviously probably not meant for that. They should just stay in the tubes and I should just use them as that. And I do again want to try doing a few techniques on the black for some Christmas cards. So maybe I'll include that in my Christmas card series. But this is, you know, something else that I've kind of like jumped on the bandwagon just because I saw some like nice cards done. But you know what? If it's not really your style, don't necessarily jump into purchasing things. It's what I've found, especially with like all this watercolor stuff. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with it all, but I prefer stamping and coloring with markers. That's just the way I work. I don't mind doing some watercolor backgrounds here and there. So maybe I could do that with those. And I have always wanted to kind of like start watercoloring and doing landscapes and stuff. But like I don't have the time for that, to be honest. So I don't know. We'll see. Um, so yeah, that's with my painting issues. And then the last product I just wanted to go through was the Magnetic Magic Mat. I don't have a problem with the regular Magic Mats from scrapbook.com. They work great. I actually need to order some because I threw out my other ones because they were all worn, like well worn on both sides. I tend to use them, flip them, use the other side every other cut. So they do get well used. And I could probably try cleaning them up a bit better and just continue using them because they are like self-healing cutting mats. But the Magic Mat, for some reason, the magnetic side, I thought it was going to be a lot better. I bought it because it was like going to be less work. You don't have to tape all of your dies down. But I find that, for me anyway, this mat, like, it's not adhered to the magnet underneath or whatever that they have here. But when it went through my die cutting machine, it kind of like bunched up. It like pushed it out, bunched it up, and then like pressed it down flat. So there's like this bumpy area here. Um, so obviously this is not good. I don't want them to be all bunched up like this because this area is like obviously not good for die cutting anymore. I try to keep things in the center because I don't have another mat right now to use. But you can see, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but if I bend it this way, you can kind of see how the material is kind of like bunching up and coming off. Like there's that bump there now. So again, it's not adhered to the magnet underneath, so it is going to bunch up and move around. And I don't know, again, if anybody else has had this issue, but I will not be buying these magnetic mats again for that reason. And again, like I'm not using anything different than my regular sandwich for my cutting machine. It's just like the standard plates that come with it, and then I use this instead of one of the clear plates. That's the only difference. Like I don't have any shims or anything, creating extra bulk to it. I just need something that's not gonna mess up. So I think I'll just stick with the regular Magic Mats because again, these are great. I love these over the, I think it's the C plates for my Cricut die cutting machine, which is no longer available, but I've had it for a long time and it still works. So we're gonna use the crap out of it until it dies, but these work, the Magic Mat works great for it and works better than the standard plate, but the magnetic mat does not work for me, so I will not be purchasing these again either. But yeah, that's just some products I'm probably not going to be buying anymore. I will try to, again, use up like the pops of color by making my own enamel dots. I will attempt some watercolor and gouache items soon, and we'll see whether or not I even keep them. If not, I'll either donate them or, you know, add them to a giveaway or something. We'll see. But that's pretty much our video for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I have a new launch coming up soon. I'm just waiting for the product to get here because it's stuck at the border at the moment. So fingers crossed that that gets resolved this week and it will be here soon. So stay tuned for my video on Sunday, and until then, thanks guys, bye!